Hello, one and all, and welcome to exclusive live coverage of Coventry United versus Potton United, Potton Town, I should say, live on Coventry United TV with Liam Cook. The fixture is about to start. Coventry United in red and green, Potton all in blue. Let's take through the starting lineups now as the game gets underway. Coventry United starting lineup: Chris Roscoe, Junior Yorley, Archie Bales, Riley Devoyle, Archie Crover, Callum Ray, Joseph Agambiade, Ashton de Mulder, today's captain, Karabo Motsveni, Renato Prifty, and Brian and Love. And the Potton team is as follows: Sam Irish, Lil Francisco, great name by the way, Callum Wilson, Sam Wills, Josh Howard Dobson. Our Ewan Lewis was supposed to start, but we believe he's late getting to the ground, so he's been replaced by Josh Howard Dobson, James Smith, Cole Butler, Liam Andrews, Dave Parkinson, Jack Moriarty, and Julino Gomez. Ball thrown into the penalty area from the throw-in, safely gathered by England's new number one, Chris Roscoe. Into midfield it goes. Here's Andrews. Challenge in from the side, well taken by Archie Bales. Out for a throw on the halfway line, down line. Travel back to the goalkeeper. It's Sam Irish in goal today for Potton. James Smith. Starting everything like skipping past Agambiade, who is the CUTV man of the match last time out. Wilson at left back. I'll towards Parkinson. Wilson. Parkinson now getting a bit further forward where he should be. Willis switches the play beautifully. Dobson looking for a route in. Tricks his way past Bales. Cushion header, but he has failed to clear their lines completely. Wilson. That should be easy pickings for Renato Prifty, indeed it is. And not as far as Smith. Smith, the captain today. Here's Lil Francisco. Dobson. Potton with the early momentum. Lofted ball to the left-hand side of the field. It's Butler who receives, but the offside flag curtails that move. Now, if you hear a bit of soaring in the background, they're cutting down the trees just next to the Butts Park Arena. I hope it's going to be for a new stand, although I do hear it's to extend the highway a little bit. But it means that my voice isn't the only droning sound in today's coverage. Archie Crover launches up left. Agambiade dragged to the floor by Josh Howard Dobson, and that is going to be a free kick on the halfway line. It's with Archie Crover at centre-back. Lofted over the back line. Will Motsveni get there in time? He's a couple of yards behind it. And that will allow Sam Irish to get his first touch of the game. Irish rolling it out of his penalty area and booting it towards the right-hand side. Leap by Bales, didn't get anything on it, so Juliano Gomez will chase. It's shepherded into touch by Crover for a Potton throw, allowing United to trap back and regroup. Lil Francisco. Say the throw. I can't get over how great that name is. We've seen some great names on CUTV. That's up there with them. Nodded out, and Prifty will finish the job. Motsveni chases, and here is Karabo Motsveni. Looking to play it to Junior Yorley, but the young fullback caught out. It's retrieved by Butler. Butler looking to cut in. Liam Andrews dispossessed beautifully by Joseph Agambiade, and now United have Potton outnumbered. It's 4-3. Brian and Love. He was battling with James Smith. Smith able to shield him over to the left-hand side, but Love retains possession. Challenging from the side on Ashton de Mulder. Referee says it's good. That challenge from Renato Prifty, although he got the ball, The referee has given the free kick to Potton. Maybe he went through the legs before he got to the ball. There's a few police cars outside the Butts Park Arena now. There's a couple of protesters on the road protesting the removal of the trees. I think there's 4 or 5 trees being cut down, but they actually don't know there's 27 trees being replanted. Research, folks, research. And I don't think that was a researched move by Sam Irish, as he just booted the ball out of play from the free kick. So just shy of the United penalty area, the Red and Greens have the throw. We've had just under 6 minutes here at the Butts Park Arena. It's 0-0 between Coventry United and Potton. And of course, no Championship or EFL, Premier League, I should say, action today. It's International Week, and it's also non-league day. Wait a minute, the goalkeeper has caught the ball outside of the penalty area, and the referee has got a decision to make here. I've seen red cards given for that, but the referee is not going to inflict any further punishment on Sam Irish. I've definitely seen red cards given for that. I mean, it is deliberate handball. There's no question of a yellow card at the moment, let alone a red from the referee. Maybe being so early on, he's feeling lenient. So no card, but a chance for a goal with Renato Prifty standing over. He got his first goal for United last 2 weeks ago. He won't find it there. It's the top of the wall. And that should be Liam Andrews to clear. He plays it short, in fact, to Josh Howard-Dobson. He's got Moriarty with him. And here is Jack Moriarty, bundled over from behind by Renato Prifty. He's falling foul with the referee's whistle a few times today. And it's played into the back line for Potton. Here is Smith. James Smith, the captain today. And launched left, and Yawley can't get his boots on that, so it's Cole Butler looking to cut in. Butler, great run, squares, parried by Roscoe, and a point-blank miss for Dave Parkinson. Dave, the rugby's on next week. Would have been a great 3-pointer if Cov Rugby were playing, but this is Coventry United, folks, just to remind you. So United, at the moment, the performances have been there for this very youthful-looking side. But the points just haven't been coming. They definitely deserve something out of the game against Lutterworth 2 weeks ago. Sadly lost 3-2 late on at the leading 2-1 at the break. Brian loves scoring his first goal in 6 years. And through for Archie Bales to score his first ever Coventry United goal. Parried well and sent over by Joseph Agambiade. A goal kick to come, just whistling over the bar there from Agambiade, who's made a real impression in his couple of games for Coventry United. This is his third appearance for the Red and Greens. Ivor Lawton with a very youthful-looking side, but has given some of the more promising youngsters in Coventry a real chance in the second half of the season. A lot of former United players now gathering at Highgate, where ex-manager Terry Anderson is now based. Lefted ball, and Ray will let that one head back to Roscoe. Roscoe rolls it out to Archie Crover. Oh, and by the way, breaking news, our social media officer is back. I know. We put out a missing persons report. He's been on milk cartons, everything. He's finally back. Connor West returning after paternity leave, not maternity. He was quick to correct me on that one. And I was quick to correct him about the parentage. No, we are absolutely thrilled to have Connor West back, because it means my mum doesn't have to take me to the games anymore. Yawley. Crover. Here's Renato Prifty. Options in the middle. Down the right-hand side, it's a disappointing ball from Callum Ray. Safely back with Irish. Just playing it around the back at the moment, Potton. Keeping it nice and calm. 11 minutes gone. It's still scoreless. Both sides have had their opportunities. Virtually an open goal missed by the number 9, Dave Parkinson for Potton. And 2 efforts on goal. First from Archie Bales, then from Joseph Aginbiade. Both nets remain unpenetrated. And that's going out for a goal kick. The run by Cole Butler. The ball got away from him. Remember, the next game we have here on CUTV next Saturday as title-chasing Harborough visit the Butts Park Arena. United suffered their first loss of the season against Harborough back in September. Kind of a different story, of course, but United back underway with Roscoe. Devoyle. Aginbiade, now it's with Archie Crover. Yawley looking for the short ball to Brian and Love, cut out by Andrews. Wills. And again, Butler unable to catch the ball down that left-hand side. They're fronting it through, but he's just not keeping up. Callum Ray making his Coventry United debut today. Devoyle, it's over the back line. Brian Love and Joseph Aginbiade chasing it. But it's good work from Lil Francisco to divert it out to the side. Aginbiade's got it back. Here's Bales darting down the left-hand side. Will he pull it back for Love? Pulls it across. There's no one home. But it is picked up on the far side by Crowe Motsveni. Found his foot was caught. Referee says no. And now the counter is on. Parkinson dispossessed. There's the Mulder. And slips it through there. Renato Prifty to Ashton de Mulder, the captain. Great save with the boot of Irish. Prifty coming in. And launched out by Riley Devoyle. Couldn't quite keep the effort below the bar. But very promising play from Coventry United, it has to be said. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying today's coverage here on CUTV. Smith. James Smith, with all the time in the world, plays it across to Lil Francisco. Moriarty. Potton biding their time, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Here's Smith. Wilson. And swapping wings now is Juliano Gomez. Parkinson, covered up by de Mulder, but finds Sam Willis. Curls it right to Butler. Cole Butler not enjoyed too much success on the left flank. He's finding much more success on the right as he played it in for Liam Andrews, who drags his shot wide. Well, the dulcet tones of Harold Jones hearing next to us. There's a VIP seat. He's got a table and everything. Should charge him extra for that. And he used the elevator too. What's going on? Well, Roy did too, so that's A pint he owes me. Bales over the defence, but straight into the grateful grasp of Irish. In fact, no, little knee up there. And distributes it to Little Francisco. I never tire of saying that name, I must say. Smith. Now United have got to try and start pressing, and they have. Riley DeVoyle in with a challenge on Parkinson, but only returns to Smith. Irish, just looking a little bit flat in the last couple of minutes. Francisco. Andrews will chase it, should be too close to the goalkeeper, Chris Roscoe, indeed it is. And bad news for Coventry United as Riley DeVoyle seems to have a knee injury. And it's played out by Archie Crover. This is not good news for Coventry United. Red and Greens with 3 subs on the bench. A very experienced one in Muzzy and Duna, along with the youngsters Jaden Marsh and James Dunn, who are predominantly defensive wide players, can play on either side. And this will be a big blow for the Red and Greens. Riley DeVoyle has been instrumental over the last month. And a big thank you as well to Martin Welch for sponsoring today's game. And Roy, how many times have I told you? How many times is he going to plug that, honestly? He used to sponsor Coventry United TV, but now every time he opens his wallet, moths come out. So again, the current state of play, Riley DeVoyle suffering looks like a knee injury. Bit of dry ice being used by Dan White, the Coventry United physio. DeVoyle back on his feet. And both teams enjoying a little bit of a water break. It's the first time we've needed a water break since August. Absolutely beautiful weather today. Players returning to the field. It looks like Prufty will be able to come back too. Marsh and Duna and Dunn all warming up in case they're needed. If Renato can't continue, the logical move to make would be to drop Renato Prufty back into central midfield from his cam position and put Muzzy and Duna in there. And Dan White indicating to first team coach Ivor Lawton that Prufty will be able, DeVoyle, I should say, will be able to continue. Let's get back underway. It is going to be a throw in for Potton, but they should return the ball to Coventry United as it was played out for an injured player. It's really an unwritten rule of the game. Yes, they do. They do return the ball to Chris Roscoe. The crowd showing their appreciation to Willis, the number 4, who kicked the ball back. But they're not going to give Coventry that luxury anymore as they're crowding him in the penalty area. And DeVoyle back on his feet, back in the action, doing his bit at the back as Crover finds Agambiade. Chip ball to the left. Here's Archie Bales. Agambiade's in there, as is Brian and Love. It's towards and Love over the veteran striker, headed away by Wilson. DeMulder, there's Love on the edge of the area. Cushions it back for DeMulder. Everyone wants a piece of this action here at the Buttspark Arena. Little nutmeg there from Prifty, but the ball from Bales just a yard in front of Joseph Agambiade and played out on the far side by Little Francisco. United will get underway again. Here's Motsveni. Agambiade, it's dipping, it's over the woodwork, and well, it's a turn off for the Bucks. We haven't seen him in at least a year. Nigel Ward is back. Well, I must say it's. I would like to say it's nice to see Nigel back, but of course I'd be lying. Right, it's great to see our resident Yam Yam back. Goal kick there as the run from Gomez. Trying to skip past Junior Yorley. He's into touch. Here's Renato Prifty, chips it up left. Francisco just turns away from Agambiade in time. Butler. Willis. And Francisco all the way home to Sam Irish. It's with Francisco, trying to play out from the back. And some rather violent sneezes from Roy Eden, a hat-trick. Hopefully it's not the only hat-trick we see today. Oh, God, don't say that. Lil Francisco to the halfway line. Aimless ball to the penalty area, straight into the hands of Chris Roscoe. Callum Ray. Well cushioned by Wilson with the interception. Juninho Gomez. Parkinson. Bartering aside by Ray. Parkinson. And that's with Cole Butler. Scuffs his effort. Great position to put Potton in front, but Butler couldn't take it. "23 minutes of play. However, that's already halfway through the first half. Time flies when you're having fun. It's 0-0 between Coventry United and Potton United. Francisco with a bit of ball juggling. And a free kick given against Brian and Love. And Love was tripped on the way through, but there was a hand in the back from the United veteran. Wilson. It's with Gomez down line to Wilson again at left back. Richards dropping deep. Challenge from behind by Renato Prifty. And it may have taken Potton man off his game as he tried to play a ball down the left-hand side, completely wayward. And Yorley in a precarious position. He's got to try and prevent United from being boxed in here. Yorley holding off the challenge, and he's lost out on this left side. But good word from Ryder Voyle, just snatching the ball away from Gomez in time at the expense of a throw. Gomez. We're going to cut in, blocked by Yorley. First time ball by Wilson. Parkinson's there. Smith offside. Heads it wide anyway. Well, it's good to have our resident loudmouth Brummie here again, Nigel Ward, starting the chants. Agambiade looking for a route in via the left. Great run from the teenager, and he's got a corner out of it. Touched out by Josh Howard-Dobson. Joseph Agambiade really is a star in the making. Whipped in by Devoyle and stopped before the line. And the referee has now called it back for offside. Archie Crover, not a million miles away from his first Coventry United goal. 20 minutes until half-time, still scoreless. Plenty of goal-mouth action in this first half as Liam Andrews racing down the right to keep it in, just in the corner, has got there, but Crover has trapped back and nicked it off him. And now Renato Prifty looking to sprint forward. The two number 10s going head-to-head. Oh, stretched too far for Karaba Motsveni. Agambiade's not going to let it go, though, getting in on Lil Francisco. Francisco doesn't know, but the block made by Archie Bales and a lunge in by Howard Dobson on Renato Prifty. That could result in the first yellow card of the afternoon. Strong appeals on the far side of the field from the Coventry United technical area. Of course, Ivor Lawson in charge of first team affairs for the remainder of the season, assisted by Craig Jones. Physio Dan White have done an absolutely wonderful job for the Red and Greens in what has been a very difficult period for the club. So news at the top of the table, Harborough are beating Hinckley LRFC by 1-0. It's going to be a very interesting battle for the title. Of course, Coventry United have their place to play. DeMolder, shoulder to shoulder with Andrews, loses that particular exchange. These young lads are very skillful, but of course they do still have some growing to do, so the physical nature of teams like Potton will always be a detriment. Here's James Smith at centre-back. Taking his time. And dropping back is Jack Moriarty. Dobson. Swung clear by Lil Francisco. Flicked on by Andrews. Headed by Ray into the centre circle where Karaba Motsveni is waiting. Can he use it? DeMolder launches it left. Not quite far left enough as it's onto the head of Howard Dobson. Andrews. Potton being pushed back towards their own penalty area. Smith finds Callum Wilson. No, not the one you're thinking. Very famous Callum Wilson in Coventry. Now plays for Newcastle, of course. Motsveni was taken out by Wilson. Referee says no foul. And Motsveni has got to get himself back into the game as Potton are on the counter. Curling ball to the right-hand side to find Cole Butler. Takes it past Bales. Now he's got Crover to deal with. Still going Cole Butler. Squares it for Liam Andrews. To the other side now, the left wing with Wilson. Parkinson's up there, header by Crover. Roscoe's going to get back on his goal here. It's collected by Janino Gomez. But United have done well. Now they've got to move. Motsveni looking for Joseph Agambiade, but Josh Howard Dobson has done well to nod it back to the goalkeeper. Slight lack of urgency there for Coventry United, but they don't want to leave themselves exposed at the back. Again, this is a very young team. They still have learning to do. This is the best way to do it, in action against senior teams like this. Willis, back to Irish. Potton with a cautious approach. Chance from behind by Ray. DeMolder to Prifty. Renato Prifty crowded out by several blue shirts. It's upfield now with Parkinson. Parkinson taken out after he played the ball. Referee says no foul, and it's back with Roscoe. Bales. Now with Devoyle in midfield. Agambiade. United encased on that left side of the field just prior to the halfway line. Agambiade. And slipped through for Brian and Love. He was onside, but a couple of yards behind it. 15 minutes to go until half-time here on CUTV. We'll be taking a short break at half-time. So get yourself a mug of something hot or a glass of something cold. Be back here for 4 o'clock. Oh, the Unloved fan club is here again. They were very much pleased 2 weeks ago when Brian Love scored his first Coventry United goal since 2016. And what a goal it was. You can check that out at half-time. The highlights of the 3-2 defeat to Lutterworth here on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. Just passing around at the back, something they haven't really done today. They want to try and get on with things. And a trip on Ashton Namora, captain on captain. But there was a big age difference there. James Smith with a little trip on the Solihull Moors youngster. A player United would very much like to keep for next season. Of course, just 5 games to go here at Coventry United, including this one. 2 home games after this, 2 away games as well. One of them against Spinks. Throw it over to Brian Love. Should keep it in, does keep it in, drills it low and sent out for the corner by Smith. No nonsense defending there from the Potton skipper. Riley DeVoyle takes over corner duties. Hits the chest of Renato Pretty, but will come back out to DeVoyle with a challenge made by Julinho Gomez, and he has got there before he went out of play. Upfield to Dave Parkinson. Nice slide by Archie Bales, takes it out for the throw. Red and Green's doing their bit today. Still no score, but it hasn't been for the want of trying. Wilson. Wills throws it across to Lil Francisco. Josh Howard-Dobson. Now Butler. Turns away from the challenge, down line with Francisco again, playing at centre-back. What looks to be a back 5. That's a bit of a aimless ball back to the goalkeeper, but Irish has got there after a fair bit of sprinting, it must be said. Howard-Dobson, that's a much more controlled ball back to Irish. Smith on the edge of his own penalty area. He's got Wilson free on the left, goes back to Irish. Francisco, will he go back to Irish again? No, he's actually going forward this time. He goes backwards again, here's Wills. It's not exactly expansive play from Potton. But this is from Coventry United. It's knotted up though before Brian Love can get onto that ball, and a nice acrobatic overhead kick from James Smith. Channeling his inner Wayne Rooney. Here's Junior Yawley. Has he got the corner? No, he hasn't. He was sandwiched between 2 Possum players. Callum Wilson and Julinho Gomez, the left back and the left winger. Potton once again slow to move out. Now Potton are down in 16th at the moment, but they are a good solid way in front of the relegation zone. Of course, one of the relegation places already taken with Peterborough Northern Star folding earlier in the season. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Northampton, Owen Chenock's going down, as Rothwell and Biggleswade have both picked up in recent weeks. And United's final home game of the season will be at home to Biggleswade in a couple of weeks' time. Before trips to Coventry, Spinks and Ainsbury. And there will be a coach on for Ainsbury, so if you do want to tag along and support the Red and Greens in their final game of the season, please do get in touch. Willis. Howard-Dobson. Cross a little too powerful for Julinho Gomez, and just shrugged out of play by Junior Yawley. Bravo, young sir. That's into the final 10 minutes of this first half of this beautiful sunny day in the City of Culture. It's not beautiful for the trees being cut down outside, I don't think, but the trees have feelings? I don't know. Maybe the protesters know. Potton have the ball in their own backyard. Here's Smith receiving from Francisco. Doesn't know where to go. Plays it across to Francisco. Potton with a lot of indecision. As Roy says, he has a lot of back passing. I think Irish has seen more of the ball than anyone. And he's had a couple of saves to make. That's about it. Wilson cutting in from the left-hand side. Looking for Andrews. Crucial header by Crover. Can DeMulder get it away? Richards, Parkinson again. What's Venny? Needs to be a bit more direct in this first half, the United winger. Riley DeVoyle. That's a fantastic ball for Archie Bales. And the first touch plays it on. Here's Bales. Little touch from behind. Bales going all the way! Across the face of goal, but he couldn't quite keep it in before the ball went out. And Love was awaiting the delivery. That's that pesky flag. Making sure if he did receive it, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Irish. Probably Potton's man of the match so far. He's seen the ball more than any other player in the outfield. Liam Andrews. Shoulder to shoulder with Callum Ray. Got the header, but only as far as Archie Crover. DeMulder. We're just seeing it through with Brian and Love, and a dangerous ball by James Smith. Was he trying to go for the goalkeeper or just trying to get it away from Brian and Love? Either way, it's a corner for the Red and Greens. These red and green rookies really growing into this match. Called in by DeVoyle. Keeper misses it. Callum Ray's there. Crover. Can he get it clear? Motsveni stopped on the line. Ray looking to keep it alive and divert it out. By Liam Andrews, bringing it into a breathtaking moment for Potton United. And there's a short stoppage in play here as Little Francisco, with some sort of problem in the penalty area. The physio told he won't be needed. Francisco back on his feet. And it's going to be Karaba Motsveni to get us back underway with the throw. Throw to the feet of Renato Prifty. And off the shoulder of Wilson for another throw, a couple of yards further upfield. Time is ticking towards half-time. 7 minutes to go, plus stoppages, of which there will be a couple of minutes. Junior Yawley, shoving the back by Parkinson, has done the trick. Takes him out of play, and that's going to be a Potton throw. Ends the red and green spell of possession for now. Junior Yawley not happy with the decision. Of course, the referee decided not to give a red card to the goalkeeper, Sam Irish, for a deliberate handball on the edge of his penalty area. And drilled to the right-hand side for Josh Howard-Dobson, but the late replacement wasn't ready for it. And United do get the free kick there as Riley DeVoyle. It was like a pinball between two Potton players. Highlights of today's game will be available tomorrow morning here on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out our sister channel, Gang TV, for the best of the action from Coventry's best Sunday League team. The ball's found in Love in the penalty area. Prifty with his back to the box. Finds in Love. And across, cannons off Andrews. That's going to be a throw for the Red and Greens. They're picking up momentum, but of course it's the end of the first half. They've got to make it count, otherwise it all goes to waste. Prifty. Agambiade, just an inch in front of Archie Bales. That's out for a throw. Bales has been fantastic on that left-hand side. Agambiade living up to that performance against Lutterworth a couple of weeks ago, where he was named the coaches and media's man of the match. There's a throw from Josh Howard-Dobson. Andrews forced into a mistake, flicking it out on the right side. It's with Bales now. And off the target, flicks off the head of Howard-Dobson. Francisco prevents him from going for a corner at the expense of another throw, virtually the same position as the last one. Less than 5 minutes to go. Let's see what Ivor Lawton's team can muster in the closing stages of this first half. It's towards Venny. Towering header by Smith. And Love and Prifty nearly getting each other's way there. DeMulder! An absolute beauty from Aston DeMulder! His big day as the captain of the Red and Greens. And the captain has certainly led from example. Paul Scholes-esque from the young midfielder. He gets the adulation of the Red and Green Army, and boy oh boy does he deserve it. Irish didn't stand a chance the second that it left the boot of Aston DeMulder. Coventry United 1, Potton United 0. Well, we said a couple of minutes ago that United had to utilise that spell of possession, and they certainly had. They lead by 1-0, looking for their first victory since that 3-0 win at Desborough. But immediately Potton on the front foot, appeals for a penalty or a push from Crover. Referee says no. And Moriarty is less than pleased. But he did go down a tad easy. Roscoe down the centre of the park. And Lil Francisco a shove in the back. Referee calls it for a Red and Greens free kick. And that was kind of saying that the officials haven't been good today. Tut, tut, tut. I'll say we send him back to the madhouse. Andrews crowded out in midfield with the ball to Renato Prifty, under hit Moriarty. Andrews couldn't control. Renato Prifty, will he try and slip it through for Joseph Agambiade? It's around the goalkeeper, Agambiade. Irish goes down. And it's cleared by the Potton back line. Ray in from the side, can't dispossess Dave Parkinson. And the flag is up as Moriarty strikes a goal. It's a good save actually by Chris Roscoe, but it won't count. Well, Chris Roscoe assured us before the match this will be his first clean sheet of the season. Yes, I have just induced the commentator's curse. It basically means it's going to be at least 1-1 today. But look on the bright side, you've got another goal to look forward to. Short stoppage in play is Liam Andrews, who's going to need some treatment. Andrews quickly back on his feet. And we are now into added minute time. I would say it'll be about 2 minutes. We had that stoppage for Riley Devoyle earlier on. Roscoe boots it clear. Looking for Brian and Love at a towering, leaping header from Willis. But United immediately get it back. Motsveni, slide by Willis, up to Julinho Gomez. Looking to utilise what space he had on the left-hand side. It's closed down by Yorley. And the dive in from Yorley did take the ball away, but the referee has called it back for a free kick. It could be last chance saloon before half-time for the Royals. Wilson standing over it. Can Potton go into half-time level? No, they can't. Devoyle over to the right side with Karabo Motsveni. Demulder looking to stride away from Moriarty. Spots Prifty on the left-hand side. He's got Bales racing up in support. But Prifty looking for Joseph Agambiade. And Sam Irish able to dive down onto it before Agambiade could do any damage. Here come Potton again with Cole Butler. Started the game on the left-hand side, is more comfortable on the right. Prifty. Great run through the midfield. It's a one-man mission at the moment, but eventually he takes it too far into the path of Willis. Oh, and there's a Potton player going down, holding his head there. That's Cole Butler. Looks like he had a collision with Karabo Motsveni. In fact, no, I'm saying he's on the other side of the pitch. Joseph Agambiade, beg your pardon. Again, no EFL or Premier League action today, so the Sky Blues of Coventry City not playing at the CBS Arena, which is where the Coventry Telegraph Cup final will take place in March. I covered the semi-final between Coventry Cotswolds Alliance League team and Cov Rangers, a former Coventry United player in Connell Farrell scoring a hat-trick. The highlights of that game are available on Liam Cook's Sports Media. Well, we've had 3 minutes of added time, but the last minute or so has been spent on Butler. We're going to make sure that the number 7 is okay before getting the game back underway. So a reminder of the match situation. It's currently Coventry United 1, Potton United 0. Potton at the moment on their way to their 6th consecutive defeat. That's still a long way to go, of course. A goal scored by Ashton de Mulder, the young central midfielder on a dual registration from Solihull Moors Academy. But it doesn't look in a good way. Of course, we do hope that Butler will be able to continue. We will be going off air very shortly for half-time, so we'll be back here for 4 o'clock for the start of the second half. And it looks like it's going to be the end of the afternoon for Cole Butler. It wasn't a head injury, he was holding his head in pain. He's being carried off the field by Callum Wilson and James Smith, so I think that is somewhat of an indication that he will not be returning to the field. We, of course, wish Cole Butler the very best in his recovery from this particular injury. No sign of anyone coming on just yet for Potton United. They may in fact leave it until half-time. And it will be a drop ball situation. So we had a 3-minute stoppage, so we've had 2 minutes of actual added time. So maybe one more opportunity here for Junior Gomez. Down line with Wilson. Closed down by Karaba Motsveni. Won't have time for the move. Coventry United leave by 1-0 at half-time as Dave Parkinson just blasted the ball past Chris Roscoe. Now, if he does keep a clean sheet, I'm keeping his foot back to show that he did actually concede. With the half-time score, Coventry United 1, Potton United 0. Ashton Amodu with an absolutely scintillating strike. That's us done for the first half. We'll see you in 10 minutes. And we are back here on Coventry United TV. Hope you enjoyed half-time. We are ready to go for the second half of this United County League Premier Division South match. Half-time substitution. Of course, we told you that number 7 Cole Butler was taken off just prior to the break, and he has been replaced for the second half by Ewan Lewis, who was, of course, scheduled to start the match, but after turning up late, wasn't able to do so. Striding away is Callum Wilson. Not too far away, still in the confines of the penalty area. Field. Ray will let that one trickle out of play just in front of the Potton technical area. So it looks like the number 12 has moved back into midfield now as Lewis is playing at right back. So Howard Dobson now playing a little further afield, and to be fair, they have to do something, Potton, because they haven't looked particularly dangerous. They had that virtually an open goal for Dave Parkinson, but it was sent into orbit rather than the net. Nothing. No even laugh. No. I'm here all week. So here's James Smith, the captain. Backing away after that little incident. Floated over in for Andrews. And on the volley, not with the same success as Ashton Namolda. Jack Moriarty unable to hit the target. Of course, that goal from Ashton Namolda, absolute stunner from the young midfielder. Of course, he was with Coventry United during the Joe Haggerty era, as well as the two managers who came in. Russell Dodds, the manager at that time, but he was predominantly used as a central defender. He's doing a lot better in a position further afield. Referee seemed to be held there by Liam Andrews. Referee says no, but tracking back is Joseph Agambiadi to snatch it away from Willis. Oh, they're going to slip it through for Brian and Love. The first time was blocked, the second time and Love was offside and had to leave the ball. And that's going to go out for a goal kick, just edging over the line. Little Francisco deciding to let it go rather than keep it in. Here's Lewis. Willis. And that's a nice block made by Renato Prifty. The ball slightly behind the United attacker. And oh, looking to put it in for Joseph Agambiadi, but the deflection took it back to the goalkeeper, Sam Irish. Down the centre of the park. Callum raised that, bounce up onto the arm. Referee says no. And Pop may have had a case there. Wilson. Howard Dobson dinks it into the area and it's carried by Roscoe. So in fact, it looks like Wilson has taken a position in the midfield, and Howard Dobson has stayed on the left of defence. And Love receiving it from Mosveni, battling shoulder to shoulder with Lil Francisco, and it's going to be a corner for the Red and Greens. Riley DeVoyle to take the corner. Certainly showed himself as a leader in the last few weeks. The goalkeeper tipping it out of the box. Back on his line now. Prifty. Crover at the far post. Crover couldn't make contact. And Howard Dobson will let that one bounce out for the goal kick. Next time we're on air here on CUTV, it's the game against Harborough. Harborough, of course, battling for the title. They're playing Hinckley LRFC, formerly known as Leicester Road today. And last time we heard they are winning. Dive in by Liam Andrews. And despite, it looked like he initiated the foul on Ashton Mulder there, but the referee's actually given it to Potton. Strange decision. So, just checking, indeed it is next week. The first game of April, sorry. First game of April. Well, that is when it hits home that the season's nearly over and the post-season anxiety starts to slip in. Oh. Roy's being a tease again. Mr. Arrogant.
14700. Winning number. 14700.
Well, I can confirm it's not going to be Roy who's won it. He's had 6 goes at it. All he's done is just topped up the prize money a little bit. So De Mulder, who's actually injured in that exchange, has been penalised, and it is going to be a free kick in the centre circle for Potton United. Parkinson up there, offside flag raised against Callum Wilson. The referee has took a couple of seconds to see it, but is now aware. Roscoe goes to collect the ball. We also want to say a thank you to a company called, so we get it right, Coventry Motorcycles and Scooters. Never heard of them. Anyway, they're washing the kits for the rest of the season. Now, of course, Roy had a long-time sponsor of Coventry United and CUTV in the past. Emphasis on past, Royson. Hint, hint. James Smith. Lunge in from behind by Brian and Lyle. It didn't work, but well, 10 out of 10 for effort. Kirava Motsveni, United on the attack. Here's Junior Yorley across to Riley DeVoyle in midfield. Centre back in the centre circle is Archie Crover. Rolls past Prifty. A little bit of trickery on show there from the substitute, Lewis. Roscoe comes out and launches it clear with Dave Parkinson in close proximity. Of course, it's the England game tonight. We're hearing that Kyle Walker-Peters and Mark Gay are going to be making their England debuts. Lil Francisco. And that ball into the area, far too central. Roscoe launches it down the centre of the park. Will it go straight back to his opposite number 1? Yes, it will. For a moment, it looked like it was going to bounce onto the head of Brandon Love, which I must say is shining beautifully in the sun. Josh Howard-Dobson. Brought to feet by Liam Andrews. Looking for the ball into the area. Crossfield attempt. Bounces to Julinho Gomez. Can he find a route around Bales? No, he can't. Bales does beautifully to just push him out. And that's going to be a goal kick. Bales an early contender for the CUTV Man of the Match award. Agambiade, the return ball to Joseph Agambiade, closing in on Irish. And Irish doing well to get it away just in time. And Crover nods the ball carefully back to Roscoe with Jack Moriarty lurking menacingly behind him. And down goes United's Junior Yawley. It looked like he ran into the back of James Smith there. Potton's looking to try and craft something in the midfield. They have been relatively quiet since the half-time break. Plenty of possession, but not doing anything with it as Joseph Agambiade closes down Ewan Lewis. And it's out for a throw, about 5 yards shy of the halfway line. Willis. Stride through the centre. Picks out Callum Wilson on the left. Nice challenge by Junior Yawley. Wilson stayed down momentarily. He's back on his feet, trying to get the ball back from Yawley with a bit of help from Carrabba Mozzveni. Junior Yawley has crafted a little bit of space upfield now for Brian and Love. DeMorder in front, and that was a bit too enthusiastic from Liam Andrews to try and win the ball back. Referee gives the free kick 10 yards into the Potton half of the field. 10 minutes of the second half have elapsed. It's still Coventry United 1, Potton United 0. You can see the Red and Greens can hold on for their second victory of the Ivor Lawson era. Drilled through ball down the left. Bales couldn't keep it in. And that's out for a goal kick. Well, someone's whistling, "Don't worry, be happy." And that's actually how the original was made. There was actually no instruments in the original. You learn something every day. Parkinson. Crossfield play to Josh Howson. There's Dobson. Lewis. And drilled low towards the near post. A comfortable save for Chris Roscoe. He's had a relatively easy afternoon. And we also Prifty bulldozed in the midfield by Sam Willis. He's out of play for a throw on this near side. It's going to be Archie Bales with ball in hand. Halfway into United territory, thrown past Renato Prifty to Riley Devoyle. Junior Yawley looking for Carrabba Mozzveni down the right-hand side, but it's deflected out of Wilson. And the return ball from Ashton DeMorder sent over the head of Yawley. Potton throw. Here's Parkinson, now with Liam Andrews on the halfway line. He's got options to the right-hand side with Julinho Gomez, and that's the target that Andrews is trying to find and has done. Great ball. Gomez, can they make it work? On the volley, sent into the car park. A real opportunity for Potton United, but one that Sean Willis couldn't take. And we are going to need another new match ball. And the substitution here for Coventry United, Muzzy and Duna coming on for Carrabba Mozzveni.
Change United on Muzzy and Duna, off Carrabba Mozzveni.
So Mozzveni leaves the field. It's been one of his more quieter performances for Coventry United, but of course Muzzy and Duna and Brian and Love, long-time friends. Play together in the Gang Sunday League team. Their link-up play has always been exemplary. And Callum Ray, as soon as that left his boot, he knew it was skewing out for a throw. You can hear the moan from here. Alan Dodson. It's nodded out. I think it was Rory Devoyle who got his head on that. Launched to the right-hand side. Here's Julinho Gomez. In fact, it's caught out by Archie Bales. Looking to break down the lead. The ball slightly behind Joseph Agambiade. That catches the red and greens out. Willis looking for an option in the centre. Moriarty's there. Callum Ray does his bit. Devoyle down the centre. Here's Brian and Love. The offside flag raised against the United number 11. The free kick given to Coventry United, but I don't think the referee realises the flag is up for offside. His back was to the line, and Lana having to shout at the top of his voice to tell the referee that Love had fallen foul of the offside trap. Half an hour to go here at the Butts Park Arena. 60 minutes elapsed. Coventry United 1, Potton United 0 is the current score. James Smith at centre-back for Potton. And with Josh Howard-Dobson. Wilson, ball in from the left for Sean Willis. That's a brilliant save from Chris Roscoe. Willis certainly hit it better that time. Sweetly struck, but palmed beyond the post by the new number 1 for England. Reece Francis, eat your heart out. Well, that save was part 1 of the job now. Coventry have got to get it clear. It's towards Smith. It's over Smith. Willis keeps it in on this near side. And a good step-in challenge from Brian and Love. At the expense of a throw. Willis is going to leave it for Liam Andrews, the number 8. Andrews plays a 1-2 with Ewan Lewis. Killed in by Andrews. Callum Ray with his head to it, but United can't get it clear, and Potton equalise. Potton United with the equalising goal from Lil Francisco, taking advantage of some lackadaisical defending at the back for the Red and Greens, sticking his laces through it and drilling it home. And the Royals have got themselves on an even keel with the Red and Greens. After 17 minutes of the second half, Coventry United 1, Potton United 1. Not what the Red and Green Army wanted to see. Angbiade making the run for the long ball, but a cushioned header by Lil Francisco. A free kick on Muzzy and Duna for running into the back of Josh Howard-Dobson. Irish repositioning the ball, taking a few yards further than maybe he should. Irish. It should be Crover's ball, indeed it is. It's the boot of Willis. Gomez racing down the right-hand side. Has he given himself too much of a task to do? Yes, he has. He was blocked off by Bales. Angbiade takes it, plays a 1-2 with Bales, and now United are on the move again. Prifty, crucial stop by Francisco. It would have been clean through for Brian and Love if he hadn't have made that challenge. But a wayward ball from Jack Moriarty on the right-hand side, looking for Gomez, out for a throw. United only with defensive subs now, really. James Dunn can play in midfield, but it's more of a full-back, as is Jaden Marsh. Maybe they want to push Junior Yawley or Archie Bells further up the field to give United something extra going forward. Remains to be seen, but until that goal, both teams have been a lot quieter in the second half in front of goal. Moriarty looking for an option. It's the left side of the box. Muzzy and Duna. Awkward ball for Junior Yawley to collect, but he has skewed it along the touchline. It's got some distance on that. Bravo, Junior. Swung upfield again by Andrews. Archie Bell's leaping like a salmon to get his head on that. But attacking Biade shrugged aside by Ewan Lewis. Dave Parkinson. Ball far too central, but Junior Yawley lost it. Ray smacks it against Yawley. But it is going to be a free kick for Coventry United for a little drag on the shoulder of Junior Yawley by Dave Parkinson. Ronnie DeVoyle chips it left. Takes a flick off Renato Prifty, and now Agambiade can get going. Agambiade dispossessed by Lewis, and Lewis with a bit of a merry-go-round there, just spinning on a top to make sure he didn't lose the ball to the United teenager. Yawley. Gets it back. And Duna to Unlove. Challenge from Smith with a bit of help from Liam Andrews. Potton now seem to have the initiative. Liam Andrews. And whipped in from the left by Callum Wilson, but that's not going to do any damage. Chris Roscoe, safe hands. Agambiade, the run being made down the left-hand side by Archie Bales. He's going to go down the centre of Brian and Love, and that is past his own goalkeeper by Smith. Irish dives down to keep it in. We're about to go into the second half of the second half. And I must say, it's been Potton's second half so far. United just haven't come out of the half-time break in the same form that they found themselves before the half-time whistle. Unduna. Cross by Unduna behind Brian and Love. And with Wilson. Moriarty's up there, but goes behind with Willis. Howard Dobson. The right opportunity as he approaches the halfway line. Ivor Lawton barking instructions at his players. He went for the option down the left-hand side, which was Callum Wilson, but he was never catching up to that, and it's with Chris Roscoe now. Crover. Jogging away from the penalty area, but Potton get it back rather sharpish. There's Ray with the interception. Junior Yawley dispossessed by Wilson. And a lunge in from behind. He's got the ball. It was a crunching challenge, but it's a successful one. Agambiade. Across the face of goal, and Love! Couldn't quite make contact. If he just got a toe to the ball, it would have been the easiest finish of his career. Here's Renato Prifty. Bales. Prifty again receives it from Crover. Bales flicks it past Gomez, but only as far as Lewis. His ball nodded on by Renato Prifty. Francisco can't bring the ball to feet, but Brian and Love tried to head it back to a teammate, didn't get the required contact. Julinho Gomez, and it was between Moriarty and Parkinson, allowing the goalkeeper Roscoe to latch onto it. Crover didn't have as much time as he thought, and Moriarty wrestling it back and gets the free kick as well, and that could be a yellow card for Renato Prifty for kicking the ball away. Crover not happy either. It was a bit of a soft decision, I must say. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Punched in by Moriarty. Gomez could have a crack at it here. Julinho Gomez, brilliant slide tackle by Bales. Agambiade taken out on the slide. Referee says no, United got it away. So to the halfway line with Lewis. Francisco, the scorer of Potton's equaliser. Moriarty, Bales gets his body between player and ball. Goes down, gets the free kick. 20 minutes left at the Butts Park Arena. It's Coventry United 1, Potton United 1. Ashton Amorda with United's opening goal, with the equaliser scored by Lil Francisco. Devoyle flicks it away from Parkinson. He's got option on the right-hand side with Junior Yawley. Yawley lunges in on Callum Wilson after losing the ball momentarily. He's got it back for the red and greens. DeMolder took it too close to Smith. Launched left to Joseph Agambiade. Agambiade cutting in. Takes a striker, hits Lewis in the back. That's going to be a corner. Tense times for the red and greens. In by Devoyle, who's up for it? Irish is up for it, that's the answer. And Duna had to take a chance. Flies high and wide. Not particularly handsome. And Devoyle in with the challenge. And behind on Moriarty. Back with Irish. Potton would be very happy with the point. United less so. They thought if there was a chance of winning a game for the rest of the season, this was the biggest one. So the throw now from, looks like it's going to be Liam Andrews. Another Potton change being lined up. We'll tell you the details on that in a minute. Andrews is certainly taking his time about this. Andrews throw. Parkinson, can he turn and shoot? Challenged by Ashton and Mulder, but he shrugs it aside. Parkinson, Bales with the block. Corner only. Short option being offered by Moriarty. And it is taken. Jack Moriarty returns to Wilson. Header clear by Bryan and Love. Wilson looks to keep it alive. Block made by Joseph Agambiade. Here come Coventry United. Renato Prifty barged to the side. Free kick. And Prifty has landed awkwardly on his back after the barge from Sean Willis. And is the substitution going to come now? I think Potton are ready for it. I can't quite see the shirt number. He's standing sideways. I can't see the back of him. Turn around. 17. It's number 17 coming on. That will be Marley Ugard Edwards. So that's substitution to come. First it's Ryan Devoyle curling in towards Unlove. Didn't quite get the height on it. And nodded into relative safety. Agambiade. DeMolder skips past one, couldn't take it past the second. Moriarty. Andrews. I'm going to slip it through now. Moriarty's offside. It was in a good crossing position. And now the change is coming for Potton United. It's the end of the afternoon for Josh Howard-Dobson. And he will be replaced by Marley Ugard-Edwards.
Change for Potton on Marley Edwards off Josh Dobson.
So Wilson returning to his original position of left back, and Edwards in what looks to be a left midfield position. Potton now seemingly with a 4-4-2. Possibly a diamond midfield. Lewis. Too close to Bales, but heavy first touch from Archie Bales. And now Parkinson will race to the loose ball. Challenged all the way by Archie Crover. Parkinson wins that particular duel, drills it into the grateful grasp of Chris Roscoe. Immediately launches it out to Bales. It just gets away from Bales. Disappointing there for the young left back who has played so well today. No sign of any further change for Coventry United. We see James Dunn on the touchline doing a couple of warm-ups. Edwards runs up and throws it towards the box. Bales up. And then Duna able to get his head on it and find Joseph Agambiade. We know that he can move. Let's see what the young teenager can do. As man of the match last time out, Agambiade charges down an attempted clearance by James Smith and takes it back to the goalkeeper Irish. He never gives up, this kid. Devoyo chips it over the defence. Agambiade is chasing. He did not hit it on, it was just too much. But Joseph Agambiade is certainly up there for the CUTV man of the match. We will be naming that man of the match in 2 minutes. It's officially bright that Connor's brought out his shades. He's officially now got the dad look. Lewis. Andrews all the way back to Irish, and Potton don't want to risk losing this point, but they don't want to give up on the win either. I'll say if anyone's going to win the game at the moment, I'd say it's going to be Potton. Look at that opportunity now with Marley Ugard-Edwards. He's got his head on it ahead of Callum Ray. Back here by Andrews. And on the challenge, Junior Yorley taking out Sean Willis, who did get the shot away. Appealing for a penalty, but those appeals fall on deaf ears. DeMolder slips it down the right. Here's Joseph Agambiade. Should get there before it goes out. Just too high for Muzzy and Duna. If it was a few centimetres below, it would have been an open goal header for Muzzy and Duna for his third goal of the season. Smith calming things down at the back. Here's Lil Francisco. His name doesn't seem as funny now that he scored against us. Parkinson. Now Liam Andrews. Wilson lobs it left. Marley Ugard-Edwards will chase. Yorley does well to shield the ball, but takes out the substitute while trying to slide it clear. Maybe a little bit of an experience showing there for the young right back. Well, it's now time to name our CUTV man of the match of today. We're going to give it to the Red and Green's number 3, Archie Bales. opportunity for Potton to complete the turnaround with Jack Moriarty. They're going to curl it in. We decide to go all the way, but there's plenty of blue shirts in and around that penalty area. Only 2 get back. Goes towards the near post and punch clear by Roscoe. And the flag is up for offside against Liam Andrews. Ten minutes remaining. You can find the highlights of tonight's match on CUTV's YouTube channel tomorrow morning. And Love. Just shy of Renato Prifty, but Prifty closing on Lewis. Plays a 1-2. And a great slide by Smith, who I've got to say has probably been the Potton man of the match, preventing the run. Well, Smith staying down. Is this a ploy from Potton or a genuine injury? I think they'll be happy with the points in terms of league standing, but the second half, Potton have probably been the bigger threat. Bales. DeVoyle finds Renato Prifty. And Love was clearly being held on the edge of the area, and the referee has said no. Odd decision from the man in black. Crover keeps it in, but gives it away cheaply to Julinho Gomez. Moriarty, headed away by Callum Ray. A good solid debut for the number 5. Crover collects after a deflected volleyed pass by Willis. De Mulder spots Joseph Agambiade in space on the right-hand side, but he's covered off by Marley Ugart Edwards. Now looking to beat Junior Yorley for pace. De Mulder struggling a little bit in the midfield, but United have got it back. Here's Riley DeVoyle. DeVoyle across to Prifty. Renato Prifty setting himself up. Prifty! It's another stunner! It's another beauty for Coventry United! Renato Prifty! Sending the red and greens in front in superb style! Ashton de Mulder set the standard. Renato Prifty may have just beaten it. Curling it high into the top corner with style, grace and plenty of power. Coventry United retake the lead with just 7 minutes to go. Coventry United 2, Potton United 1. Two absolute beauties for Coventry United. And the red and greens lead by 2 goals to 1. They haven't had the better of the second half, but they may have just claimed the 3 points. Agambiade with the back heel, didn't have the legs right to find Ashton de Mulder, and there is a Potton player down. Potton will continue, but the referee has now made the decision to stop the game. It's Sean Willis having a problem with, it looks like his ankle. Just 5.5 minutes to go. Psychic Harold strikes again. Harold Jones saying he knew that was going to happen. Honestly, I wish you had told me that about an hour ago when I thought that we were going to draw. Feel free to share that information any time. You got the lottery numbers for this week as well. Who said 2 all? Yeah, Mr. Arrogant over here. Well, we are now into the last 5 minutes. We've had about a minute stoppage for Sean Willis, and we're going to get another Coventry United substitution. It's Junior Comyorley coming off, I believe. And Potton are going to make a last change too. This is where Roy earns his money, if we paid him. So a change for Potton. It is indeed Sean Willis coming off. And he will be replaced by Rhys Perry. Well, it looks like Coventry United are going to be bringing on Jaden Marsh. That will have to wait for now. The sun making life difficult for the CUTV camera and for Roy's iPad. Connor's all right, he's got sunglasses on. I think he's officially turned 40 years old now. Just needs a receding hairline. Well, more receding anyway. Parkinson leaps. Offside from the free kick. That's the best part of Connor coming back. Also the lifts and also taking the mick out of him every time I get. But he gives as good as he gets. I've had 2 months of being on my own. I've sort of built up all these insults. I've got to let them out gradually. Wait until next week. The ball bouncing into the Potton penalty area. Brian Love trying to catch out the defender. Brian Love to make it safe. The goalkeeper's got a touch to it. Lil Francisco, the goal scorer for Potton, nearly shooting his side in the foot. Carelessly giving the ball away to Brian and Love behind. And then Love was oh so close to sealing the 3 points with the third goal. Roy, too bloody early. Stop it. You know what happened the last time he did that? We conceded right at the end. Hey, forget the commentator's curse. We've got the stadium announcer's curse right here. Taken short. Devoyle towards that near post. Headed away towards Ewan Lewis. You may see that end of the park thanks to the sun. Bales. And that's going to be a Coventry United throw, is it? No, it's not. It's going to be a throw to Potton. It was charged down by the United man following the potential clearance for Rhys Perry. Here comes the Coventry United substitution, and it's going to be, well, we know it's going to be the captain. It's going to be the captain. Ashton Namorda's coming off. And Ashton Namorda leaves the field after a sensational display. That volley in the first half is a goal that will live long in the memory. And coming on for the Red and Greens for his third appearance, Jaden Marsh. Predominantly a left back. I assume there's going to be some sort of change in formation here. It looks like United may be going to a back five with Junior Yorley moving into centre back. Or possibly Marsh playing in midfield. Yeah, in fact, yes, it is going to be Jaden Marsh playing in defensive midfield along with Riley Devoyle. Dangerous there for Sam Irish, and the ball going into his own net and gives away a throw-in level with the penalty area. The last 15 minutes or so for Potton have been disastrous. And we are now into the last minute of normal time. We should have about 3 minutes of added time. But United looking for their first victory since that 3-0 win against Desborough. And Roy, will you stop playing that bloody song? He's getting ready to play another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. He does it every time United win. I haven't heard it in a while, I must say. The last time we won at home was against Spinks. So added minutes have begun. United are nearly there. And that's going to be a free kick against Joseph Agambiade. He was holding the shirt, but he was also shrugged aside. Ivor Lawton not happy with the decision. But as long as the red and greens can hold on, they'll be oh so close to that victory. Ray. Potton not giving up on this, but Gomez couldn't reach that ball towards the right flank. It's out for a throw. Coming to the end of the first minute of added time, it's squeaky bumps over the Butts Park Arena. Fingernails at a premium. Bales throwing into the sun and nodded out by Unlove. Liam Andrews with ball in hand. To launch it forward. Can Potton craft one last opportunity to snatch the 3 points away from this young Coventry United team? Towering header by Crover, and the referee gives the free kick to Coventry United for a foul on Bales. And Roy is itching to press that button to start the music. No, stop it. Not yet. Not yet. Roy, no. Bad boy. Oh yeah, Connor's going to be claiming that he's the reason that we won now. He comes back and all of a sudden we start winning again. Well, I've been here watching the defeats. Renato Prifty looking to shield it out, and Haston ahead of Liam Andrews. Nigel hasn't been there for years. And Liam Andrews trying to push Archie Bales up to the line to take the throw. Well, I must say, I've never seen that before. Crover, and a free kick for a little shove on Crover, and a shirt pull too. And another Coventry United first. The fans actually like the linesman. Who would have thought it? Never seen it before. Been here 6 years, never seen it. Yeah, he can come back. Crover. Looking for Unlove. Unlove ducks. Turned away by Francisco. But Brian Unlove getting involved again. Can he get it back? Played across the back line for Liam Andrews. Is there one last twist in this tail? Callum Ray nods it out on this near side, allowing Coventry to track back. We've had 3 minutes of added time. This has surely got to be the last chance for Potton. Crover launches it into the back row. Unfortunately for Coventry United, it bounces straight back. If Potton are going to get a point out of this, it has to be now. Liam Andrews looking to channel his inner Aaron Gunnarsson. Nodded out by James Smith. That should be all. That should be all as we come to the end of a 4th minute of added time. The whistle's coming from the crowd. They haven't seen a home victory at the Butts Park Arena since the 28th of December. Roscoe clears, and Coventry United have sealed their first victory since the 28th of December at home. That being the Derby Day win. At home to Coventry Springs, their first victory since the 3-0 win at Desborough 2 months ago. And boy, did they seal it in style. 2 absolute pearlers from Ashton de Mulder and Renato Prifty that will live long in the memory. Final score at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 2, Potton United 1. And that's us done here on CUTV. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you next week against Harborough Town. The first game of April. And I guess that means I'm doing the announcing too because Roy's not here, honestly. Can't get the staff, can you? The highlights will be available either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how drunk I am later. But for now, thank you for joining us. See you next time on CUTV.